Absolutely. Here's a new set of 10 Puerto Rico Medical Board-style clinical vignettes focused on cellular biology function, each with 4 answer choices and detailed explanations. Vignette 1. A 2-year-old boy has developmental delay, hepatosplenomegaly, and coarse facial features. Enzyme assay reveals deficiency in IL-iduronidase. What cellular organelle is primarily affected? A. Nucleus. B. Mitochondria, lysosome. D. Golgi apparatus. Correct answer. C. Lysosome. Explanation. The child likely has Hurler syndrome, a lysosomal storage disorder. Lysosomes are responsible for degrading complex macromolecules. Enzyme deficiencies here lead to accumulation of undegraded substrates. Vignette 2. A 50-year-old woman has progressive fatigue and pallor. Bone marrow biopsy shows megaloblastic anemia due to impaired DNA synthesis. What organelle is directly responsible for this impairment? A. Ribosome. B. Nucleus. C. Mitochondria. D. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. B. Nucleus. Explanation. The nucleus is the site of DNA replication. Megaloblastic anemia results from defective DNA synthesis, often due to B12 or folate deficiency. Vignette 3. A patient with Zellweger syndrome has impaired breakdown of very long-chain fatty acids. Which cellular organelle is dysfunctional? A. Smooth ER. B. Golgi apparatus. C. Peroxisome. D. Lysosome. Correct answer, C. Peroxisome. Peroxisomes are responsible for BEPA oxidation of very long-chain fatty acids. Zellweger syndrome is a peroxisomal biogenesis disorder. Vignette 4, a scientist observes that a particular protein is misfolded and accumulates in the rough ER. What cellular response is likely triggered? A. Autophagy. B. Apoptosis. C. Unfolded protein response. D. DNA repair mechanisms. C. Unfolded protein response. Explanation. Misfolded proteins in the ER activate the unfolded protein response, a protective mechanism that tries to restore proper folding or induce apoptosis if stress is unresolved. Vignette 5. A 25-year-old man presents with infertility due to immotile sperm. This is likely caused by a defect in which cellular structure? A. Salt. B. Actin filament. C. Microtubule. D. Ribosome. Correct answer, C. Microtubule. Explanation. Sperm motility depends on the flagella, which have a 9+2 arrangement of microtubules. Defects can be seen in primary ciliary dyskinesia. Vignette 6. A cell has defective glycosylation of proteins destined for secretion. What organelle is most likely involved? A. Ribosome. B. Golgi apparatus. C. Nucleolus. D. Peroxisome. B. Golgi apparatus. Explanation. The Golgi is responsible for modifying proteins, including glycosylation, before sending them to their final destinations. Vignette 7. A patient has hypercholesterolemia due to defective LDL receptor-mediated endocytosis. What cellular structure is directly involved? A. Microvilli. B. Clathrin-coated pit. C. Cilia. D. Gap junction. Correct answer, B. Clathrin-coated pit. Explanation. LDL uptake occurs via receptor-mediated endocytosis using clathrin-coated pits. Defects cause familial hypercholesterolemia. Vignette 8. An experimental drug disrupts the proton gradient across the mitochondrial membrane. What process is directly inhibited? A. Protein synthesis. B. Fatty acid oxidation. C. ATP synthesis. D. DNA replication. Correct answer C. ATP synthesis. The proton gradient across the inner mitochondrial membrane drives ATP production via ATP synthase in oxidative phosphorylation. Vignette 9. A researcher silences the gene for a motor protein involved in anterograde transport along microtubules. Which protein is affected? A. Dynein, myosin, C. Kinesin, D. Actin. Correct. Kinesin. Explanation. Kinesin moves cargo toward the plus end of microtubules, anterograde transport, while dynein is responsible for retrograde transport. Vignette 10. A cell with high protein synthesis demand is found to have enlarged nucleoli. What function is enhanced in this case? A. mRNA splicing. B. tRNA synthesis. C. Ribosome assembly. D. Protein degradation. Correct answer, C. Ribosome assembly. Explanation. The nucleolus is the site of ribosomal RNA, rRNA, transcription, and ribosome subunit assembly, explaining its prominence in active cells. Let me know if you want to. Here's a new set of 10 Puerto Rico Medical Board-style clinical vignettes focused on cellular biology function with 4 answer choices and detailed explanations. Clinical Vignette 1. A 22-year-old man presents with muscle weakness after intense exercise. His biopsy shows accumulation of glycogen in muscle cells. Which organelle is primarily responsible for this storage? A. Golgi apparatus. B. Lysosome. C. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. D. Cytoplasm. Correct answer: cytoplasm. Explanation: glycogen is stored in the cytoplasm as granules. Disorders like McArdle's disease show impaired glycogen breakdown in muscle cells, leading to weakness post-exercise. Clinical Puerto Rico Medical Board-style clinical vignettes focused on cellular biology function, each with 4 answer choices and detailed explanations. 1. Vignette: a 42-year-old man with chronic alcohol use presents with fatigue and easy bruising. Lab work reveals macrocytic anemia. Bone marrow biopsy shows hypersegmented neutrophils, a deficiency in which cellular function is most likely contributing to this patient's condition. A. DNA synthesis. B. Protein glycosylation. C. Lysosomal degradation. D. Ribosome assembly. Correct answer: A. DNA synthesis. Explanation: alcoholism is associated with folate deficiency, impairing thymidine synthesis, leading to defective DNA replication. Hypersegmented neutrophils and macrocytosis are characteristic findings. 2. Vignette: a 5-year-old child is brought in due to progressive neurological decline. Exam reveals hypotonia and cherry red macula. A deficiency in lysosomal hexosaminidase A is noted. Which of the following cellular structures is impaired? A. Peroxisome. B. Endoplasmic reticulum. C. Lysosome. D. Mitochondria. Correct answer: C. Explanation: Tay-Sachs disease results from lysosomal enzyme deficiency, leading to GM2 ganglioside accumulation. The lysosome is the key organelle responsible for this catabolism. Vignette: a researcher studies a cell line deficient in smooth endoplasmic reticulum SER. Which function would most likely be impaired? A. Protein synthesis. B. Lipid metabolism. C. DNA repair. D. Microtubule assembly. Lipid metabolism. Explanation: SER is involved in lipid synthesis, detoxification, and steroid production. Lack of SER impairs these processes. 4. Vignette: a patient with chronic granulomatous disease has recurrent bacterial infections. The defect is localized to which of the following cell functions? A. Phagolysosome fusion. B. Actin polymerization. C. NADPH oxidase activity. D. Microtubule assembly. Correct answer: C. NADPH oxidase activity. Explanation: CGD is caused by NADPH oxidase deficiency, impairing the respiratory burst in neutrophils and preventing microbial killing. A 60-year-old man is diagnosed with non-small cell lung carcinoma. Genetic analysis shows upregulation of telomerase. What is the functional consequence? A. Increased oxidative stress. B. Enhanced cell motility. C. Extended cellular lifespan. D. Impaired autophagy. Correct answer: C. Extended cellular lifespan. Explanation: telomerase prevents telomere shortening, enabling indefinite replication, a hallmark of cancer cells. 6. Vignette: a patient develops liver failure due to acetaminophen overdose. Which cellular organelle is most involved in the detoxification process? A. Lysosome. B. Smooth ER. C. Mitochondria. D. Nucleolus. Correct answer. Explanation: the smooth ER contains cytochrome P450 enzymes critical for detoxification. Overdose saturates this system, producing hepatotoxic intermediates. 7. Vignette: a 24-year-old man presents with muscle weakness. His biopsy reveals a mitochondrial myopathy. What key process is affected? A. Protein translation. B. ATP production. C. Lipid digestion. DNA packaging. B. ATP production. Explanation: mitochondria generate ATP via oxidative phosphorylation. Defects lead to energy depletion, especially in high-demand tissues like muscle. 8. Vignette: a 6-year-old boy presents with hepatomegaly and fasting hypoglycemia. Enzyme assay reveals a deficiency in glucose 6-phosphatase. What cellular process is disrupted? A. Glycogen breakdown. B. Fatty acid oxidation. C. Protein degradation. D. Transcription. A. Glycogen breakdown. Explanation: von Gierke disease, GSD type 1, involves a defect in glucose 6-phosphatase, which impairs glucose release from glycogen, leading to hypoglycemia. 9. A 55-year-old man presents with signs of Parkinsonism. Imaging shows accumulation of misfolded isonuclein proteins. Which degradation pathway is most likely impaired? A. Ubiquitin proteasome system. B. Lysosomal exocytosis. C. Golgi packaging. D. Autophagosome transport. Correct answer. A. Ubiquitin proteasome system. Explanation: the UPS tags and degrades misfolded proteins. Its dysfunction leads to accumulation of toxic proteins in neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's. 10. Vignette. A 30-year-old woman has infertility. Her oocytes fail to progress beyond metaphase 2. Which cellular structure is directly responsible for this arrest? A. Microfilaments. B. Centrosomes. C. Microtubules. D. Intermediate filaments. Correct answer C. Microtubules. Explanation: microtubules are essential for spindle formation during meiosis. Disruption arrests the cell cycle and impairs gamete formation. Would you like a PDF of these